This is how much I was first paid in my first overseas abroad job. Oh yeah, this is gonna be exciting. I can't wait to share these numbers. Man, oh man, what a beautiful day. Hey guys, today I'm gonna do something special. I'm gonna show you guys how much money I made in my first job ever outside of the United States, actually in Spain. I pulled up my offer letter from almost 20 years ago, and it's so insightful. And I wanna share the actual numbers with you guys, but more importantly, I wanna talk to you about how this one job really opened up the doors to finding many more jobs outside the United States. I mean, we have lived all over the world, in large part because I took this first job. And I want to read you guys the offer letter that I got back in 2005. Because for a kid out of college to be able to work abroad and make this kind of money is just incredible. So here is the offer letter. I'm not going to read the entire thing, but I am going to hit on a couple of highlights. The first thing is that the offer was for $54,000 annually. It also included a cost of living adjustment, or a COLA, which worked out to about $500 or $600 a month. The next thing was that they also included $5,000 to help with moving. Now, this was the initial offer, but of course, we went back and negotiated for more things. You don't see that in this letter, but in other letters that was included. Something else in one of the previous responses that I want to share with you guys is that the contracting company was really emphasizing the tax benefit of taking the job abroad, which, in all honesty, that was a huge selling point for us. He said, keep in mind that your base of $54K and COLA, currently at $600 for February, are tax-free and are more or less equivalent to a U.S. base before tax salary of $80,000. Wow. So that salary was exceptional at the time. If you look at what this salary is worth in today's dollars, an income of $80,000 in 2005 would be equivalent to approximately $130,000 in 2025. That's amazing. I was 25 years old at the time, and I was making $130,000 essentially a couple of years outside of college. Wow, I'm so glad I accepted the job at that time. Now, Christina also worked for the same company, and she had an offer letter of her own, which meant that we were making two incomes abroad, tax-free. We didn't have to contribute to Social Security. We didn't have to pay state income tax, and we were saving a lot of our money. And having that kind of cash in southern Spain in 2005, that was a lot of money. In fact, my salary at the time was about 4 times the average annual salary of a Spanish person that lived in the Andalusia region. So it was a lot of money. But you know what was really special is that we didn't spend like we were wealthy when we lived in southern Spain. We lived in a very small village, Utrera, where the cost of living was very low. We lived basically the same lifestyle as the typical average Spanish person did. So we saved a lot of our income. It allowed us to invest that income. At the time, we also owned a condo in San Diego that we were renting out, and we were getting rental income from that as well. So everything was really starting to pick up on our financial journey at the time, but definitely taking this job abroad was the superpower. And it's something that I recommend to anyone that is getting started. You know, my first tip is that mobility is key to building wealth. If you can move around, the opportunities are more abundant. You can increase your salary, you can reduce the cost of living. There are so many benefits. You can avoid paying income tax, federal and state. There's just so many financial reasons. And a lot of our employers actually paid for housing and schooling for our kids the entire time we were abroad. So we saved a lot of money in that regard too. Daycare. If you are a new parent, daycare is a tremendous expense. But when we had our kids in daycare and we had to pay out of pocket, it was it it was so low. It was so affordable compared to what our friends were paying for the same daycare in the US. The other thing that's really special about taking a job abroad is that once you are abroad, your network expands. So it actually is easier to find other good jobs abroad. You see, when we started working in Spain, just the fact that we were already overseas meant that we could talk to other employers that were in Spain, or international employers that had opportunities in other parts of the world. And so if you know our story, you know that after Spain, we moved to Japan. We both found really great jobs in Japan. Sonoa and Malia were born in Japan, and we had an amazing life in Japan, saved a ton of money. We lived and worked in Japan for about 8 years in total, on and off. But the fact that we were able to do this all goes back to this first job, to saying yes to this. And so I wanted to share this with you to inspire you. You know, what you want to do is just start looking. Put yourself out there. When you find that first job, it might not be the greatest job in the world. You may even have to take a pay cut, but it's going to open up other opportunities for you, and it's going to be your stepping stone maybe to a wealthy life abroad. You know, we're here in Portugal right now because we started living our international life so early on. We were exposed to this lifestyle, and it was just something that we had no idea was available when we were living in the US. And it was because of this job, and it was because we said yes to these type of opportunities that opened up this whole world to us. So I hope that this video has inspired you. I hope that it has given you food for thought. And as usual, do us a huge favor. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and join the journey. Wow, what a beautiful day. Definitely a day to get into the pool. Definitely a day to get into. Ooh, that's warm. Oh, yeah, I'll be back. What are you doing?